Hey, Aludra.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I just have
we are now on the air.
But we're not recording yet, right? I mean, we're not.
Well, yes. We are live to the chat room. Chat room, please let us know when you can hear us.
And I promise Aludra and I are not shopping while doing a podcast.
No, never.
Definitely not shopping.
Never done. We've never done that. We've done it during meetings.
Zod, did you update the live broadcast page?
Nope. Now that you said that, I totally did not. I got distracted because
I see.
Hold on.
I see Abavan. Hi, Abavan. You're not here this week.
1 sec. Hold on. Frank, as soon as she gets her clothes back on, I will have the webpage updated.
Wait. Why is that?
I'm blaming you entirely. I walked in here to change her clothes. So she's standing on the exact opposite side of the camera, topless, distracting me.
Awesome.
Oh, that's just great.
This podcast is after dark.
Well, the crickets are out at my place, so it counts.
Here too. By the way, I did tell my child, because I've been awful, I actually told Ryan tonight, hey, baby girl, I know we usually watch TV on Sundays, but I'm actually going to get to level 94.
That's something I've been asked about, actually. Since Akizad is leaving, are we changing the day?
Ooh. I'm okay with us not changing it. What are your thoughts?
I'm down for either way.
Any weekdays, honestly, are hard for me unless we change the times, just because if I work late, I'm very tight with getting everything done.
Yeah, I know. Not everybody can be unemployed like me. Yeah.
I'm cool with Sundays.
No,
honestly.
Sundays work for me fine.
Yeah. Good. Then let's stick with that.
Oops. I'm still seeing Abavan. I probably just need to...
I think it's more flexible for our guests as well.
Yeah.
Except us.
Sorry?
Nah, it's okay. It's ops night usually on Sunday.
Yeah, it's the SWTOR officer team ops night.
Well, I appreciate your sacrifice.
Well,
I don't.
We're not because we also got an expansion.
Yeah. We're in leveling mode this week, so it was a perfect week for us.
Awesome.
Almost like we arranged it that way.
And
almost like you could pick your date, huh?
Almost. Amazing how that works.
My laptop is crying at the moment.
All right, it is live on the YouTube page.
View page. And the live page should be updated.
All right, let me check.
Is it easier for our audience,
There we
Miss
go.
Sybil, since you just mentioned that?
Okay, the live page has been updated.
Woohoo! All right, are we
There
good
we
to go?
go.
Okay. And I figure out why my laptop is so angry at me. Something is unhappy. But I'll have to wait. Okay.
All right, yeah, Brad, I've seen us live on YouTube. Awesome.
Awesome.
Audio playback. Okay. I think we are ready to begin the show. Are we ready?
Yes.
We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2. On this episode of the AIE Podcast,
AIE's Rule Refresher.
Guildies are thankful.
Guildies in space are hiring.
Star Trek Online gets festive.
Max and Jonathan are here to talk about Star Wars: The Old Republic.
All that and more coming up right now. Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast. All right, welcome to episode 217 of the podcast celebrating the Alia Iacta Est gaming community. This is Accusod. With me, as always, is Aludra.
Hey, AIE, I think you're awesome.
And right over there, we've got McCullough.
Hey guys, there are some cranberry bliss scones in the guild kitchen.
Hey, want.
Right?
All right, this week we're joined by special guests Max and Jonathan, who are here to talk to us about AIE in Star Wars The Old Republic. Welcome, guys.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Doing great.
How are you, Stan?
I'm good. Thanks for
I always
having
have to
us.
say, how's it going? That's my tagline.
Yay.
All right.
We're glad to have you
Aludra, we
guys.
missed you. Yep, definitely are. Aludra, we missed you last week. What have you been up to for the last couple of weeks?
Well, I don't remember what I was doing last week during the podcast time. I was probably asleep. Sorry about that, guys.
It happens.
Being sick
Aw.
sucks. But let me
it
see.
does.
I have been leveling, and then I leveled some more, and then I was dumb, and I did Molten Core not once, but twice. Twice in Molten Core.
Nice.
No.
Have you-
No.
Have you talked to a
See,
doctor
even
about
the
your problem?
helicopters outside are like, no, that was a mistake. We're looking for you, girl. The second group I was in did not learn anything from anything. Like, we would die on trash, so they'd go, let's skip trash. And I'd be like, what are you doing? But nobody would listen to the stupid mage. So we kept dying to trash in the raid. Not even the bosses. The bosses, we'd always die once because nobody wanted to listen to any raid strats. They just wanted to pull. And it was a
Yeah, just
nightmare.
Strats. Come on.
Oh,
You did
yeah,
LFR, I
because-
take it, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. Except for when it doesn't work and everybody's DPSing these two immortal dogs down instead of the big rock guy.
Oy.
That's LFR, though. Pull everything.
It doesn't, no, because they were trying to skip all the trash and not pull everything, and it was really a nightmare, and I've got to go back because the pet didn't drop. And I don't want to go back.
Sorry, Aludra.
I'm stupid.
I hope you
But
told
warriors
them.
are fun, I'm finding.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, what was that? I missed it. Not you, Michaela, but the other one.
Yeah, I hope you told them to go see Ragnaros in the window.
Oh, no, I said some words, and I may be reported to the officers for those words, but...
Great.
Jeez, really? Renowned podcaster and AIE staple Aludra went off on an LFR today.
No,
News at
I yelled
11.
that I can't decurse stupid, and left the group.
That would be good. That's what they should have, is a decurse for stupid. That would be great.
Oh, no, everybody's yelling at everybody for decurses, and only me and somebody else was doing it, because who else decurses nowadays, right?
Right.
And so only 2 people are decursing, and we've got like 40 people to decurse, and people are getting mad that they're not being decursed. And it's like, dude, you are a hunter. You need to chill. I will put you on my ignore list, and you will disappear off my decurse list.
And he will not exist.
You will not.
At least not in your world.
So I haven't done Molten Core yet. How hard is it?
Molten Core, it is just like back in the 40-mans. It is just like that, man. Those core hounds, they will eat your face. And the trash mobs have to be carefully pulled and not too many or you will wipe. And it is pretty crazy. Just to say how much fun this group was, we wiped Ragnaros twice, and he is the easiest boss there.
I hear also the issue, though, is it takes quite a while for it to queue to get full, and then you have to deal with the raid itself.
Well, I'm going to admit I didn't really deal with that. Each time I queued, I timed this pretty well. I did it over the long weekend once, and that was a 10-minute pop.
Oh,
And
wow.
I did it the other morning, and that was like 15-20.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
impressive.
I kind of went, what would be smart, and avoided the crazy queue.
Right. That's great.
Yes, I just switched to Resto Shaman, and you're not making me feel good about queuing for that.
Oh, well, Blizzard has announced that they only meant for everybody to run Molten Core once. Unfortunately, there's a pet involved and a vanity enchantment involved. And
Yeah, they needed to then make that
only supposed to run this once, then those things need to be a guaranteed drop for me. And they're
Exactly.
not.
Exactly.
I agree.
And I don't care what they're saying on their stupid high horse, but if you make something a 25% drop rate, then I gotta run it at least 4 times to get it.
Right. Yeah,
And
if
I've
they
done
have
it twice.
awards that are that appealing, they do need to make that rate higher if they do intend for people to only do it once.
Exactly, and I've got to run it on my stupid enchanter because of this stupid enchant. So there we go, and just grr about that. But other than that, I did a Garrison Invasion today.
Good.
With both Old Man and Old Lady Franks. They're awesome.
Love
And
them.
we killed ogres, and it was awesome. And a big shout out to Ellie Soon and Papa Geed, I want to say your name is.
I love him. He's great. Yeah, Papa
Yeah.
Getty, I think. Love him.
Yeah, they sent me pets.
Aww.
Yeah,
Aw.
they're awesome for that.
That
But
is-
I'm done. I mean, we can turn this into a Luger hour, but that's not fun for anybody.
Before you get all spun up, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Makala. Makala, what are you up to? And tell me what you're going to be coming up to, because I know the holiday season's busy for you, isn't it?
It is a little crazy. I have managed to barely game again. However, I told my daughter that I will be hitting 94 tonight. That's how great I'm doing. Yesterday, though, is something we haven't done in a very, very long time. We played D&D the entire day. We started at 6. We started at 10 in the morning. We took a break while the girls went to go to a hockey game because a friend at work was doing something. We went for not a quarter, a period. Why the guys went to go get food.
Hockey. Aren't you in Phoenix, Arizona?
It's an indoor hockey arena. We're fine. So we did that, and then we went until like 6:30 at night. So yeah, it was probably a total of 6.5, 7 hours of D&D. We had one permadeath, which was upsetting, and it wasn't the main boss of the expansion or the campaign. So I've been doing that. That's great. What's going to be happening though is, especially to our guildies in the Phoenix area, Phoenix Comic-Con puts on FanFest. It's a brand new thing they're doing starting this year. We're actually going to be at the Cardinals Arena. It's a smaller Comic-Con. And Nevermore, Leontine/Ozarin, she's Alakaz's wife, and I are vendoring. We're going to be there next weekend selling all kinds of geeky goodness.
Real life vending. All right, cool.
Real life vending. All three of us actually were at Nerdtacular. We were, Nevermore does like the great 8-bit bows. Leontine does the amazing chainmail, but particularly lanyards is what she's going with right now. And of course, I'm steampunk and all that. So that's this upcoming weekend, which is why I'm crazy.
You two guys, all three of you got to collaborate on a project. I want to see what you guys create.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, that would be a good idea. We do kind of make sure we have stuff that goes together. Like we'll always make sure we have Doctor Who and stuff like that. But you're right, doing one project would be great.
That would be pretty awesome.
And then the weekend after that, we have a huge party at our house with 50+ people.
And we're all invited.
I wasn't invited. Yeah.
You know what, guys? If you're in town, yes, of course you're invited.
Yeah,
Right
see that pity invite we just swung there, Zod? High
So
five.
it worked.
If I knew you were going to be in town, you would have gotten the invitation. We do ask that if we have any kids under 18 that we know, so we can put them in the kids' Secret Santa thing. Because there's a ton of kids.
Make them sit at the kids' table.
No.
Yeah,
The soonest I can make it out there is February, man.
Perfect. We have some plans for then too.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I think Frank and I are going to come out for the next Comic-Con.
Oh,
Yeah.
please do.
That'd be a blast.
We had the futon. I know Al and Leontine always, say, hey, stay with them, whatever. We have room. Come on.
Oh no, we're those kind of room service people now. I think we found
God,
over the
yeah.
years. We're
Then
like, we want the best hotel, the best room service. We want the suite. We want all the
Then-
nice stuff.
I'll be coming to take a nap then.
Very welcome to.
Awesome. So Zod, what is up with you?
Oh man, I've had a really busy week myself. My daughter has been doing her theater. My daughter is a junior in high school, part of the theater troupe, which makes me very proud because I was a theater geek. If you couldn't tell, I'm all about attention hogging. They went to a competition.
And your fear of the spotlight? We're
Never.
a theater geek?
Never. No, actually, when I was in high school, we didn't have theater competitions. They do. They actually go out and they perform like one act or one scene, or the whole school puts on a quick 30-minute play, and they have competitions. And they got robbed this year. Totally robbed. They did the best adaptation of Taming of the Shrew. This year they happen to have almost entirely females and only a couple of guys. So they spun it around where the guy was the shrew and the women played all the macho male roles. So it was really hilarious. They did an amazing, wonderful job. I mean, standing ovation. The room was packed, and somehow they didn't even place in the top 3 of the competition. So
that's crazy.
Terrible.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. It's one of those things where when they announced the top 3 winners, like the whole auditorium was just silent, looking at the Pratfall gang, going, "You guys didn't even
miss something." Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're all a little upset by that, but other than that, I've been leveling my my druid. If you haven't played a feral druid, you must. That's one of the things you've got to do in WoW. This expansion, feral druids are amazing. Hunters are always amazing.
I just have to play.
But other than that, just leveling minions, doing probably 2 hours worth of minions every day to get all my followers done and all the missions done. 2 hours of minions? That's not called minions. They're called followers.
Followers, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking my sons, because I call my sons my minions, and...
Well, Frankus and I, we call them duders. Time to do our duders. You know, we got these dudes.
Yeah, duders. Duders totally makes sense.
So we do, every day we log in, we do our duders, and then we, if we have time, we go do something else.
Nice.
That's it. And then also gearing up to do my 3rd episode, my first return episode of Zodcast. That script is almost done, and I hope you two will join me in that.
Of course.
Tell me when and where, my dear, as long as it's not within the next 3 weeks.
It's in the next 3 weeks. So.
All right.
There.
We can talk.
It'll be often, so no matter what. But that's what I'm up to. So let's move on to our guest who's been sitting there so quietly. Max, you haven't been on for, what, a month? Maybe a month and a half? Do you remember the last time you were on? What have you been up to?
Doing all the same things that I think that everybody else is doing. I don't know. I've been playing Star Wars nonstop, but I do have a druid at level 100 and a level 3 garrison. So I don't know what you guys are waiting for.
Hey, I have a level 100 and I have a level 94 as of this morning.
See, my other druid's only level 91. So I have one druid that's 100. My other druid, I don't know. I just
have 2 druids.
Yeah, it's a long story.
My God, you people!
One I transferred. One I started on Earth and Ring way back in the day, maybe 7 years ago when I started with AIE. I rolled it. I started leveling it, and then I wanted to transfer my other one. So, but at that point, why not have 2 druids? Druids are hybrid, multi-class. So one of them is sort of like a gatherer, which doesn't work anymore. But yeah, so now those are my 2 mains, and I level both of them up. But yeah.
Nice.
Oh, good. I lost you guys there for a minute there. My connection dropped.
Ah, you still look good here.
Well,
Max
now you
is
the whole
crazy.
story again. What we
Max
do
is
he plays all the
crazy.
games.
He has 2 druids. That's the story.
I know somebody who has 3.
Ah, well.
Max is crazy.
4. I stopped asking after 3.
Max goes for 10-mile runs in the middle of summer. He is crazy.
This is true.
That's so he can drink the wine. I know this.
Oh, there you go. All right.
All
right, let's move over.
Right now.
I'm sorry?
I don't have any wine with me, right? You're absolutely right. I missed it.
Disappointed.
All right, we'll move over to Jonathan. Jonathan, welcome to the show. I know this is your first time on board. Why don't you jump in and tell the listeners a little something about you? You know, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream, and if you could be any color, what would it be? Stuff like that.
Oh, well, I'll be more simpler. You know the guy, one of the Canadian that Max always talks about? I'm one of those.
Awesome.
Oh.
We like the Canadians.
I know.
They're awesome, eh?
That's why it's
You're the one he talks about.
Well, maybe the other one. I don't know. Sometimes he just does crazy things about Canadians.
So favorite ice cream flavor has to be maple.
Moose Tracks?
Favorite food has to be poutine, and it's all the Yeah, it's all our
Back
Canadian
bacon.
favorites.
I don't think there's a poutine flavored ice cream. I'm just gonna be a
Well, there
little
should
out
be
there.
if there's not.
I
'cause-
wouldn't be surprised there's one stuck somewhere in one of the numerous grocery stores around.
All right, Tim Hortons.
Oh,
Tim Hortons
there
is
is
awesome.
some Tim Hortons Cold Stone hybrid store, so maybe.
There we go.
All right, so how long have you been in AIE, Jonathan?
I had a tune in AIE WoW when I think 2 weeks after the original guild started on Earthen Ring, but I played it only not even a month before I said, "Oh, the Horde is not for me. Back to the Alliance." And I
Sorry,
joined
you're breaking
AIE.
up. I can't hear you. Oh no.
Disconnect.
You're fine.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, you're good. I think
That's
I
okay.
think it's just Zod that's a
It's
little.
just Zod. Yeah.
Everybody else sounds good.
He's messing with you.
Zod, that's messed up, dude.
I saw you dissing on the Horde. Sorry, Mike's
I didn't diss on the Horde. I just said the Horde was not for me, so I just.
No, that's totally cool. We love all players of all alliances. Just the
We
Horde
mostly
more.
love killing the Alliance, but that's a whole different story, and you're very welcome.
Well, I don't play WoW anymore, so that fixes that.
There we go.
Yeah, so I played when SWTOR started. I joined AIE because I saw the AIE was starting a guild, and was like, the group of guys I'm playing WoW with are starting something, but I'm not quite sure it's gonna last long. So
Mm-hmm.
join AIE instead.
Awesome.
Good call. All right. Okay, so with that, hey, let's jump in and do some AIE news.
AIE News.
And it might help if I was at the top of the document again.
Document.
She's
That's
shopping,
on me,
isn't she?
guys. I am all pro here. Okay, so you probably know that AIE was founded by people who have a great love of podcasts, but you may not realize just how many podcasts our AIE members listen to. If you're looking to find more podcasts, or if you want to share your favorite podcasts with the rest of AIE, check out the AIE community member Lane's other podcast you listen to posts on the forums. It is full of great ways to make your ears happy.
And just a reminder for our newer members who may not be used to how AIE handles chat. Our guild chat is not like most guilds. We aim to keep chat family friendly and not let it become an annoyance that distracts from game. And with up to several hundred people in the chat at the same time, this means we have to limit how it's used.
And to expound more on that, to quote from the AIE policy on guild communications, we've got 3 rules. Number 1, any formatting of messages to draw attention over other messages in chat is prohibited. This includes, but is not limited to, using capitals for words other than acronyms, character substitution, like leet speak, or repeating your message all the time. Rule number 2, members may not use macros or add-ons that generate messages in chat automatically. Macros may only be employed by officers for administrative purposes. Rule number 3, members engaging in topics or styles of discussion that are disruptive, immature, or better suited for alternate venues will be asked to take those discussions to private channels. Officers will not debate this in chat or whisper.
These rules cover all open chat channels, whether it is guild chat or any of the common rooms in Mumble. Private chat channels, like the ones you might create in-game, or any of the channels marked Do Not Disturb, D&D, in Mumble, do allow some amount of adult conversation, as long as every member of the channel agrees. So make sure you know your audience and don't drop into a D&D channel uninvited. This topic pops up on the forums every few months, and the best way to respond to it is to send people to the guild policy, which is in the guild wiki. If you have any questions or feedback about our chat policy, please email the officers at officers@aie-guild.org.
Now, you don't really need to worry about those chat policies as much. Well, it's raid. As long as your raid team is good with it, you have set rules. Raiding is a whole different thing. And speaking of ratings, are you looking to raid a warlord? Warlords, the team recruitment section on the forums has been crazy busy. Many new and returning raid groups are looking for members. Take a look, sign up, and get ready to show the Iron Horde who's the boss.
Ooh, excellent. My druid needs a raid team. Just saying. Okay. Thanksgiving is past, but there's no better time to thank a guildie. There's a great thread on the forums started by the Mistress of RP, Iron Tamed, a while back, thanking members of AIE for doing what we do best, being super helpful and wonderful. Want to do more? We're always taking nominations for Guildie of the Month. Please email GOTM, that's short for Guildie of the Month, at AIE-guild.org if you want to nominate that special member of AIE that has gone above and beyond.
And just a reminder, the Dark Moon Fair is up and running. Rep and XP boosts abound, as well as a chance at free points for your professions, which are kind of hard to level this expansion. Take advantage from now until the 14th to get your little bonuses and, magical fiery wings.
Ooh. Also, don't forget World of Warcraft's 10th birthday event is going on now until January 5th. Level 100s get the dubious privilege of running Molten Core, evidently but only once, for not only an epic helm and Core Hound mount, but also the chance of great... Words are hard. But also the chance of the great mini Hate Spark pet and a cosmetic enchant. The last two are, sadly, not a guaranteed drop rate. Just ask Aludra.
No, they're not.
All right, let's move on to AIE and EVE Online. Last week, we reminded everybody about the importance of using fleetup.com to stay abreast of all the missions, ship fittings, and more that are happening in the AIE EVE Online Guild. This week, Langtheris has posted a Help Wanted sign looking for a volunteer to post and maintain the AIE and Brave Coalition fleet doctrines up on the AIE Fleet Up site. So if you'd like to be a big help to the Spreadsheets and Space Gang, give Langtheris a shout for more information. The position is open to any corporation member in good standing. AIE is an equal opportunity employer, although spies need not apply.
No, they better not apply because, that would be really uncomfortable. So, Q's Winter Wonderland is live. Now through January 16th, Star Trek Online is celebrating their annual winter event, which is really hard to place in space, so props to them.
Right?
This time, the manipulative Q has returned with fun games, festive food, and gingerbread villages in need of saving from evil Borg-assimilated snow monsters.
Amazing.
Wow, this sounds like something I'd come up with. Many new trinkets, costumes, and other prizes are being added for the seasonal festivities, but most important is the Breen Star Thelen Carrot. Carrot? T6.
The ship.
Do you know what? Breen Star Thelen Carrot. This massive and impressive new vessel has gotten a complete facelift in preparation of being released to the players. If you would like to complain about the way I mangled that, please send all complaints to, I don't know.
I would like to thank Akizad for letting you read that part and not me.
And for the record, I didn't write that part, so.
I did, but I actually pasted it from the information on the Star Trek Online forums.
Oh, so now we know who to blame.
Yep.
Okay, so with that, let's get back to Max and Jonathan, and let's jump into the last AIE game for this week, AIE in Star Wars The Old Republic. All right, guys, what are we doing there?
Hey, guys. So, yes, Star Wars The Old Republic. It's a busy time for us. I know you've got an expansion in WoW that everybody's been trying out, including myself. But we just had one this past week launch in Star Wars as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, I'll give you sort of the rundown of the guild, which is doing well. We still have two guilds, one on the Imperial side and one on the Republic side. It's a little bit of a challenge to manage, but it has been working pretty well for us for a long time.
I'd like to ask about that, actually. That was, I think, this was the first guild where AIE actually decided, we're going to try to split across factions and provide the manpower. So how rough has that been, or has that been easy?
It's worked. It's continuing to work pretty well. So all the officers have characters on both sides. All the officers switch back and forth. We try to balance all of our guild events and our operations teams across both sides. And in fact, because it's so easy to spin up alts, especially in this game, and especially with what we've had going on over the course of the past month, getting ready for the expansion, everybody has characters on both sides also. So we switch back and forth. Some weeks we have the whole guild focusing on Republic side. Some weeks we go to the Imperial side, and everybody has fun with it from that perspective.
You guys ever get together and like PvP against each other?
No, since we're all sort of playing the same thing. That hasn't happened for a long, long time. We had some PvP stuff early on where we had people jump in, but no, not lately. Although, yeah, that's always fun. So we should.
I did kill some guildies in Galactic Starfighter, but it was not really planned. So.
Well, yeah. Well, you can get all the structured PvP, and Sten's our squadron leader for organized Galactic Starfighter matches. But all the structured PvP in the game can end up being same faction. So it doesn't matter. You can still be shooting guildies or at any time. So
that'd be kind of fun, actually.
That's actually one of the fun guild things we do, and maybe Sten, you can talk about that for a couple minutes. Is Galactic Starfighter and how that's going. We run that on Friday nights pretty often.
Yeah, I try to be. Sometimes things happens and I'm not there. I try to get the focus on the side where we used to do conquest focus. So if it was Imperial, it was Imperial. That was a bit of a pain for me since all my ships are upgraded, but on the Republic side. So it's if you guys played X-Wing or TIE Fighter, old school game.
Love those games. Those are great games.
It's basically that.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, I love those games.
So it's you move your ship around, 4 types of ship. But there's only 2 types of matches. So it's kill 50 opposing players or capture 3 points, the longest to get to 1,000. That's the bit of a bummer sometimes because you always, and then there's also only 4 maps, so you see your stuff repeat a lot. But it's huge fun. I like to just play the bomber, lay some mines around, and then watch people explode.
You need to play Eve.
Yes.
Yeah. I have not played Eve in a while, but I think my skill queue is still going. That's certain.
Smart man.
That's
right,
a
so,
bright spot in the AIE game.
So what other guild events do you guys do?
So we have guild events all week. We've got 4 op teams currently running, 2 on the Republic side and 2 on the Imperial side. We've got something on Tuesday nights. That's an open guild event every Tuesday night we call Mandatory Fun Night. Attendance is not mandatory, but the fun is. If you come, you must have fun.
I love this. I find this idea hilarious and awesome.
So it's mostly as many people as we can get in. Usually we're going for like a 16-man operation. We do easier content. It's designed for people that have either not gotten to see operations before or are just bringing up a new character. We go into some of the older, easier content, and we just goof off, and we go for the drops and getting mounts and pets for people, and we all have fun. So we switch that up between the sides, Imperial versus Republic, but yeah, it's a blast.
Awesome.
Then, yeah, the Galactic Starfighter on Friday nights, ops teams almost every other night. I was counting them up the other day. It's between the ops teams that are running multiple nights, I think at least 5 nights a week we've got ops teams running now. So it's pretty busy.
Nice.
That's great.
Besides guild stuff, the game itself is in full steam ahead in terms of adding new content. We just came out of a couple months ago, adding new system of conquest, which is like guild PvP, guilds competing against each other for guild objectives on planets, and updates, periodic updates to PvP, periodic updates to our strongholds, which is in-game housing for Star Wars. That's been really fun. But this past week, we got our latest expansion of content. 5 new levels. This is called Shadow of Revan. It's a full expansion. Not as huge as, say, the World of Warcraft expansion, but they come a little more often in Star Wars. So it's 2 new planets. It's 5 new levels. It's a couple operations so far. 2 new flashpoints, and a very good story that we were all looking forward to. If anybody's played any of the KOTOR games, they know who Revan is. Revan's a historical figure in a lot of the expanded universe Star Wars content. And this is somewhat of a continuation and potentially a conclusion to the Revan story in the Star Wars Old Republic universe. So that's has awesome. Been pretty fun as well.
It's so awesome to bring that in.
Yeah, and everybody loves the character of Revan and the idea. So Revan sort of was a Sith and a Jedi and went back and forth and has sort of gray in the middle and this story sort of ties into that. And nobody really knows what's going on, but we're sort of going through it now.
And so there's a light side, a dark side, and a gray side.
Well, yeah, gray is in the middle.
All right.
Things aren't cut and dry. So this is Apolis, one of our other officers.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Exactly.
And only Apolis dances like that.
Apolis dances all the time. So Apolis is wearing some of the new Corsair pirate gear that we got on one of the new planets in the expansion. So you can see his pirate hat. That is awesome. And
awesome.
he and I are standing on one of the 2 new planets. One is Yavin 4, and this planet which people may recognize the name of. And this planet that we're on is called Rishi. And Rishi is spectacular. Rishi is sort of the main town in Rishi is on the bay. It's above the water. There's a lot of docks and planks, but it's got a real Blade Runner type feel to the town, which I really like. So it is pretty cool.
Booty Bay combined with Tokyo.
Yeah, exactly. Booty Bay, Tokyo, Blade Runner, all sort of mixed into a ball. That's exactly how I've been describing it. Oh, let me stop that screen share. Yeah, so that's been going great. So I can talk about what I've been doing the past week because we're in the pre-release now, and the full release comes on Tuesday. But why don't we turn it over to Sten? You can talk about some of the things you've been doing. Are you level 90 yet, Sten?
Level 90? You only have a level cap of 60.
60. I've got too many games running through my head.
No, because of random stuff, I was only able to play Star Wars on Thursday night and right now, actually. So I'm only level 67 on one too.
He's playing right now, actually.
Come here.
Well, yeah, I'm just in front of Max though. I'm with my tune.
Oh, there you are.
Okay.
Here, I'll switch it over. I'll show. There's.
Yeah. So no,
it's just your companion. Yeah.
Leveling the Republic tune just to see, and then the next is the Imperial storyline because you gotta see both sides.
Right.
Yeah. Which we all do. Is the Republic story any different so far? I just started my Vanguard last night.
I wouldn't think so. With what I've seen, apart from the class quest, there's not. It looks to be central. After doing the Shadow Revan tactical flashpoint of story, the Prelude.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a continuation of that.
Yeah. It's really.
By the way,
really close.
The chat room is asking us not to give out any spoilers, just so you know.
No, we're.
There was no spoiler
I've been
in there.
ambiguous so far, and I haven't even played through the end myself. I got to max level. Well, I'm always max level.
That's true. You're always max level.
You can play through all of the flashpoints along the way, and there's a couple of flashpoints that you have to play through in order to progress the story. And the final conclusion of the event is an operation. However, what they added into this expansion, which I think is really cool, is your first time through, you can opt to do the flashpoints and the operation in a solo mode. And what they basically do is they give you this overpowered companion that either tanks or heals or does all of those things along with you. You can focus on just enjoying the story and fight the fights. I held back, though, when I got to the final operation to see what happens in the conclusion. I'm going to wait to do it with my ops team, and so I'm not even sure what happens at the end.
Very cool, though.
Yeah, the solo thing is perfect, basically, especially since Star Wars: The Old Republic advertised itself with story, and story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and story is just amazing. Story is very cool in this game, as it always is. All the voiceover, all the character acting is excellent, and it's great that they've been able to keep that up and keep that going.
And the Prelude since this summer we've had 4 we say tactical flashpoint because roll is not mandatory, so you can go without the Holy Trinity. Those 4 preluding this storyline was just epic in its own right, and now it's wow.
Yeah, one of those flashpoints of the prelude that was leading up to this took you to the planet of Manan, which is where Kolto comes from. So that that was cool to see, and cool to see that in the Selkath race that lives on Manan. And then they introduced some new iconic characters into the game that come with you into the expansion, and they're part of the storyline. There's a Wookiee with a droid strapped to his chest, and there's a new Sith woman, Lana Beniko, and a new Imperial Republic agent, which helps you along, and his name is Theron Shan.
He's not really new though. He has his own book.
Yes, so he's out there. If anybody recognizes that name, that is pretty cool to see him in the game. So yeah, did you do the final event, the final fight?
No, I'm not there yet. I'm not even done with Rishi.
Well, Makia is going to be on our case to get.
I still got a week.
So Makia is another officer. He's our ops leader. He has a very detailed schedule, and it was excellent to see. So if any ops leaders or raid team leaders out there want to see some pro team leadership, go look at the thread for Lords of Light, the LOL team that Makia runs. He laid out a plan for us for the next 2 months. Here's where we're going to have downtime so we can level. Here's where we're going to start doing flashpoints. Here's where we're going to start in the story mode operations. Then we're going to move to hard modes, and he's done a great job with that. So we're all looking forward to that too. And all the ops teams are starting to gear up now, so that should be fun.
Awesome.
Let's see. Any other news? Oh, Sten, you wanted to remind everybody that training is going free. Why don't you explain that?
Yes, training for new abilities and ranks are going to be free starting Tuesday with the next patch. It was something we learned, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
The devs gave us.
It got really expensive, yeah, for training your new abilities in this expansion, and everybody sort of complained. In the month leading up to this, they had a system for everyone who was a subscriber was able to gain 12 times XP for all of your class story missions.
That was insane.
12x XP, you were basically able to play only the class story along the way on all the planets all the way up, and nothing else, and level your tune all the way to level 55. But along with that, training costs went to 0. So it was quite a shock when we all got to 55, and not only did training costs come back for abilities, which we expected, but they were quite a bit more expensive.
Wow.
So there was feedback, but it's nothing. It's everything we expected. But there was a lot of feedback that, hey, it's getting a little painful for us. And the devs said, yeah, we really sort of liked how it worked in 12x XP. Starting Tuesday, free. I mean, we're never going to have training costs for abilities again.
Nice.
That's great. They listened to the feedback, though. That makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, but
exactly.
Profession training is still going to cost, so
Sure.
that's another bundle, though.
Still gotta level up your crew skills. Get your new schematics. My armor mech is now at 55. Those all went up 50 points also. There's new things to build and new things to make. It's cool stuff.
It sounds
Make
like the
all
game
the
has changed.
things.
Sounds like it's changed a whole lot since I did the first 30-day kind of trial thing, which
Yes.
I loved. This. I love how they did this, integrated the story into the whole series. I thought they did a great job of that. And your minions. But
Yes,
Change
yeah,
a
your
lot.
minions in Star Wars, which is your crew, your companions. You definitely have all of your companions available. It's so it reminds what they did in Garrisons for WoW has some similarities to what they do in Star Wars. Everything you
Definitely
do
was
around.
inspired.
Yeah, everything you do around you can do gathering, but everything you do around crafting is all done by basically sending your companions out on missions. So they can do gathering missions where they go off and get things back for you. So that's reminiscent. And then you can do your crafting missions. You need to build a new barrel for a gun. you send your companion, and you actually see your companion on your ship working over the little workstation and building the new barrel for you for whatever half hour it takes to build it. So.
Can you micromanage them? No, you're doing it wrong. No, that goes over there.
Stand there and poke them, and I'm sure
that'd be great.
I wouldn't try that with HK51.
I was just thinking that to be careful which companion you do that to. So yeah, that is pretty cool. I've been having fun. I've got one. My mercenary is at max level already. Well, what is Apolis writing there? He's writing
The old Christmas mount.
the old
Life
holiday
Day, I
mount.
should say.
Life Day. So Wookiee Life Day is coming up soon. We're gonna get to play in that.
Oh, how fun!
It's like a sleigh speeder that he's riding there. My mercenary there, he's level 60, so he's all gone all the way through Rishi and most of Yavin. I just started on my Vanguard also on the Republic side. One other thing they added into this expansion, which is exciting and interesting and sort of is reminiscent of what WoW did a while back, is they got rid of the detailed skill trees that we used to have, and they added in a discipline system, which is similar to how WoW does it. So instead of all of the detailed tree, you get an automatic path of abilities once you pick one of the 3 disciplines available to you, and then you just get a scattering of 7 at max level, 7 utility points to put in extra talents that you can add to your spec. So it's a little easier to manage. It's definitely easier for the devs, and I know this is why WoW did it as well. It's easier for the devs to scale from there. They don't have to worry about rebalancing all these weird hybrid specs that can come out of multiple trees. So it makes it easier to scale the game as they move forward as well and add on to existing disciplines rather than have these giant trees that are going to end up with 100 abilities in them each. So that's been fun to adjust to too.
They really have changed it. I'm going to have to update mine and give it a look.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you're just swimming in time too, right, Zod?
Exactly.
So have you been healing much yet in the expansion, Sten?
No, not yet. The robot for the solo flashpoint was healing itself quite enough.
The AI on that robot is amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's incredible. But there's a couple of changes for the class I'm playing. I didn't play the operative yet, but the commando, it's somewhat different, but it's basically the same. There's just more AoE healing now, and that's it. Just a matter of managing the cooldowns.
Yeah, the mercenary has changed a little bit as well. They did some cool things where, in addition to a couple new abilities that they mixed in, they rebalanced all the classes a little bit. They gave you, basically, at level 57, an epic version of one of your existing abilities. So it's familiar, it doesn't take up a new button slot, it replaces an older ability, but it gives you a new spin on an old ability. It becomes sort of an epic version of the ability that's core to your class. So that was a cool difference that they added into this sort of new skill balance as well.
Nice.
Anything else fun we should mention, Sten? Not that it's not all fun.
All fun. And games.
Mandatory fun.
Only on Tuesdays.
Yeah, only on Tuesdays is the fun mandatory. Every other night you can have fun or not. We don't care.
You can have fun on your own time.
Yeah. I think that's it. Strongholds are still fun. We got some new decorations.
Yeah,
PvP.
there's still a bit bug. I'd wait until the next patch before trying to decorate. Apparently you lose items on their walls, so
they're going in and out. Couple of the new items. I haven't gotten the new Revan statue. So for pre-orders, we got this giant Revan centerpiece statue that we can put in our strongholds. I'll have to look at that. That should be cool.
They're apparently free on the fleet to buy if you already got one, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You can have 10
of them. And get up to 10 of them. What about Starfighter? Nothing's new in Starfighter, but
no, nothing new. There was rumors about a new ship type, but that
not yet.
Since this summer, nothing.
Not yet. Stealth ships will have to wait. That's the rumored ship, one of the rumored ship types. So that should be fun. So yeah, other than that, New guild. Our guild events will probably kick back in next week or the week after as everybody levels up. And our 3rd anniversary of the guild is coming up. I would expect. I know Pelel, our illustrious Pelel, is organizing something. He's got some plans in motion. I think it's potentially around the 21st. We may have a guild event in game for our 3rd anniversary of the guild.
He always puts together really good events too. I love his events.
Yes, yeah, they're spectacular.
All right, before we sign off with you guys, then let people know if they're not currently playing the game, how do they get into the game and how do they connect to AIE?
Yes, similar to any of our other games, the core website is the best place to go, aie-guild.org. If you want a little direct link to the SWTOR wiki page, which has joining details, you can go to aie-guild.info/SWTOR. But you go, if existing AIE members are very familiar with Umami, click the button, add an application, jump in game. In Star Wars, we don't even require an application for you to get in. We've got a rank all ready to go for people that just jump in channel and join /cjoin AIE LFO on Jedi Covenant, and we'll get you right in the guild, and we can help you from there too if you have any questions.
All right, what server are you guys on?
Jedi Covenant is the name. Of it.
Okay. Sorry.
Yep.
All right then. So I'm going to call that our show for tonight. Now, before we go into our normal close routine, I'd just like to take a moment and just send a personal message. As I mentioned last week, this is my last episode for the AIE podcast. I just want to say a very special thank you to Gomez, Aludra, and McCullough for making the show so much fun to be a part of. You guys have been awesome, and you guys have a special place in my heart and always will. And I want to give a big thanks to all the listeners that tune in every single week that give us a reason to do the show. You guys are amazing as well. It's been my honor to have been a voice for AIE for the past 4 years, but I think it's time I stop hogging the mic and let someone else have a turn. So, like I said, this will be my last episode, and I'll let Aludra and McCullough talk about who is coming up next, if they are ready to announce that or not.
Yeah, but, I had it in my notes there. I'll break it for just a sec. I'm honored to be on your last episode, Zod. So
I'm glad you were.
I definitely thank you. I know the community thanks you. I've seen a bunch of notes going out. We're gonna miss you. We know the show's in good hands, but we appreciate all the work you've done over the years. So
thank you very much.
Well, I'm gonna miss you so much, Zod. I know I've probably worked with you the least on the podcast, but you've been a great mentor, teaching me the ropes, and you're gonna be greatly missed. I can tell you that.
Yeah, Zod's the reason I'm even on this show.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I've got to point out, I'm the one who talked to Ludra into doing her first podcast segment, and now she's got like 10 times the fans I do, and much more famous everywhere we go. I'm not jealous at all.
Bitter. So, Ludra, should we let them know what's coming up next?
Go ahead.
All right. I think we're pretty set in stone. In fact, you better. Well, we're going to be kind of playing around a little bit with some guest hosts in the next few weeks, just because it is the absolutely crazy time of the year. Everything's going on at once. So we're going to have some guest hosts, at least helping Aludra, and actually our new host, which, he's okay. You might have heard of him. He's good with math. His name is Tetzimi. He just screamed in the background, which means sometimes the podcast, yes, will be coming from inside the house. Here he is. He's very handsome if you're watching. But
Ooh.
Isn't he cute? He's adorable. Also, he makes me coffee and pours me wine, so there may have been some bribery involved. So that's Tet was awesome enough to agree to be our new permanent host. And we have some guest stuff coming on, so we're looking forward to it.
Yep. The next few weeks are going to be crazy, but it'll settle in with Tets and everything before you know it. We're looking forward to this.
Though, we would much rather Zod still be here, not because of Tet, but in general, but it is time to move on, and we understand.
You guys are tired of me interrupting you, because I just do that all the time now.
Yeah, because I'm so innocent.
Right?
I know.
All right, so let's move on. Chat room, it is now your turn to start suggesting show titles. And Max and Jonathan, will be up to you two to pick this week's winner. So if you're not in the chat room, we can relay some to you, but probably would help if you're in the chat room. But while we do that, because the chat room's like in about 30, 60 seconds behind us, let's tell people where they can keep up with you guys on the interwebs. Max, we'll start with you. What are your social deets?
You can find me on Twitter at Max the Gray, and you can find our Star Wars podcast at newoverlords.com, and that's a SWTOR Escape podcast, a little guild podcast that we do just for Star Wars AIE. And all the regular officer places you can imagine on the forums and whatnot. Feel free to join.
Is it Gray, Gray, or EY?
It's EY, but you could find it under AY as well.
All right, just
make
make
that.
Way to go. Jonathan, where can people find you?
Nowhere. I don't have a Twitter or a Facebook, so.
Forums.
I mean the forums. Yes, let's plug the guild
There you
forums.
go.
Visit them.
Yes.
Yes.
That's awesome. All right, thanks, guys.
All right, so if you have a question or comment about our show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. You can also follow us on Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. Accuzod is at Accuzod. I am at Aludra_AIE, and Michaela is at Cyberwaif. We record live with video every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join us in the chat room and play along with us at our website, theaiepodcast.com. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, keyswithsoul.com.
And now it's time to play all the great AIE member segments that we received this week, including The Outpost, Ask Miss Malgra, Overly Dramatic News, and Mega Minute.
All right, next week, Aludra and McCullough and Tetsemi will be talking to Beefmaster about AIE in Steam. So until then, AIE, this is Accuzod.
This is Aludra.
This is McCullough.
And this has been the AIE Podcast. Alrighty, done with that. Chat room, have you got show titles for us yet, Sybil? I'm looking at you.
It's a good one, too.
Yes.
Oh, it's like, I haven't seen it. Let me switch over.
So, Apolis likes his show title, which is Video Bombing by Apolis. Sybil, which is great. SWTOR, mandatory fun, updated abilities, but watch the spoilers, and cheers to Accuzod.
That's a bit long.
That's great, but it's a little bit long.
Yeah, it's sort of long, but I like
encompassing.
that. Yeah. I like...
Oh,
no, Apolis,
I don't
we
like
can't
that
do
one.
That's sad.
Because it's not the last chapter. It's just the last chapter for now.
So maybe we take out the middle part and just do the SWTOR mandatory fun and cheers to Accuzod. Is that too long still?
No, I think that's good.
No, that's fine.
Hey, you're in charge. Whatever you want.
Yeah, what do you want?
I definitely want the cheers to Accuzod in there.
That's another issue.
Yeah, so that would be good.
All right, so congrats to Sybil for SWTOR
surprise.
mandatory fun and cheers to Accuzod. Yeah, what's surprise? By the way, Sybil, I don't know if you know, but Sybil gets like every single show.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
she's awesome.
not everyone.
Not
Occasionally
everyone.
somebody beats her or she doesn't show
Last
up.
week.
It's like the lottery. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for attending. And again, this has been an absolute joy to have been a part of my life for the past 4 years. And with that,
Can't believe
I'm
it's
going
been
to
4
stop the
years.
podcast. It has been. You believe that? It's crazy.
Oh,
That's crazy.
All right, bye, chat room. Love you.
bye.
Love you guys.